Hello ladies and gentlemen, Altan here and welcome to a new Let's Play, and it's loading right now. I'm gonna Let's Play a game called SPAZ, which I picked up for under €2. That's value for money. Yay for Steam 80% off deals. Anyway, this game is a top-down action space shooter mercenary pirate type game in which you pretty much get free hand on what you want to do. There's some mining involved in it, there's shipbuilding, customizations. Graphically it looks just fine. Even though there's no fancy 3D graphics and all that stuff, it's still quite cool. It was developed by an indie developer called MinMax, probably published by Torque, whoever they are, I have no idea. Space Pirates and Zombies, that's the full name of the game, and it's just made by 2 years and 2 people. Yeah. And they pretty much expanded it when they released it, and now it's Space Pirates and Zombies and Bounty Hunters. I have played this game a little bit, definitely went through the first chapters, and I really enjoy it, but it's a pretty tricky game to get recording properly. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We'll just see how well that goes. Anyway, mouse cursor kinda iffy. Anyway, you're not watching that to hear me whine about that. Anyway, we'll just start a new game, watch the intro, and take it from there. So, this is your Galaxy generation. You might see some graphical glitches here and there because I am running this in DirectX compatibility mode, and by default the game will run in OpenGL, but that's even iffier for recording, so yeah. The game will give you a couple of possibilities here. The more stars you have, the less commodities each star has, but the difficulty increase between star system is much lower, so you don't run into get some level walls like you would otherwise. Anyway, the difficulty I'm going to set to normal. You can go up all the way to expert or even insane. Not going to do that. Bounty hunter population, I'm going to go with low. Now, the way it works is that you start, we're going to start here. We can actually zoom in. You always start in the Sol system. And you can raise hell here and everybody will hate you, and you just go to the next system and everybody likes or loves you. Doesn't matter what you do here. With bounty hunters that changes a bit. They will chase you from system to system. So that basically gives you a bit more consequences to what you're doing, which is, in my book, kinda cool. Right, so let's start the game, watch the intro. Igniting stars, forming planets, adding moons. I love this kind of description. It's way more interesting than loading 80% and all that stuff. Space stations are very dangerous when they are hostile, and we'll find out just how dangerous. Highlighting a category in the research screen shows enemy tech level as well as yours. Yeah, I know that, but that can be rather deceptive. But we'll get to that. There's a few texts that I'll read out loud, but not the intro. That's all voiced over. So enjoy.
Space is a vast and desolate frontier, covering a seemingly infinite distance. Even the speed of light is dwarfed by the unimaginable scale of our galaxy. It took nearly 250 years to bridge the void between Earth and its closest neighboring star. Mankind had mastered the folding of space-time, but relied on the use of warp gates. Massive drone ships journeyed through deep space for centuries, deploying pairs of warp gates which allowed instantaneous travel between connections. Warp gate travel had not become commonplace until the discovery of a stable element, number 126. This element contained bizarre transmutable properties, allowing it to be reconfigured into different forms of matter. This made it the most valuable and sought-after commodity in the universe. Mankind quickly became completely dependent on element 126, which the first miners named Res. Due to the increasing demand for res, the warp gate network became privatized. Anyone with ample funding was able to deploy new and unregistered warp gates. Like a new gold rush, convoys of miners traversed the expanding warp network looking for res deposits. This drove them closer and closer to the galactic core, where res deposits became richer and richer. A growing number of isolated colonies became unmanageable. As the unique ecologies of each discovered planet intermixed through trade, potential pandemics became a concern. The United Terran Alliance was formed to control interplanetary contamination. They moved to heavily restrict gate access. Military blockades began to screen all trade ships traveling between gates, attacking any unregistered ships that attempted to use them. For a time, the UTA was able to maintain control, but they soon crumbled under the weight of rapid expansionism and bureaucracy. Unable to manage their fleets and borders, the military hierarchy collapsed. Without central leadership, the UTA fleets dissolved into a series of isolated subcells that rarely communicated or traveled beyond local space. Each military subcell now struggles to control their systems by whatever laws they see fit to implement. Despite the enforced isolation, rogues continue the gold rush while refugees amass hidden away from the UTA's eye. They survive within the vast junk fields of an abandoned Earth. There they build a massive flagship named the Clockwork. With it, they intend to travel to the galactic core in search of a legendary motherlode of res.
And that's us. This is Don Gibson. I'll read the names out just once. Okay, folks, it's that time again. It'll be our 7th engine test this week. I don't want to go to bed with radiation burns again tonight, alright? Let's get those puppies fired up good and proper this time. Dr. Carl Memford. Yes, well, you see, we're lucky the toilet's even flush on this brick. I've managed to bootstrap the induction coil to the main core to boost output, but I don't expect it to maintain a viable reaction. Nuclear particle physics and duct tape do not mingle well, yes? Carl, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Just turn the bloody thing on. Elsa Young. Damn, the magnetic stabilizer's blew. We have major breaches on decks 6 through 10. Our escort ships are gone and we're venting atmosphere. We have crew casualties. All crewmen can always be replaced. The ship's damage, on the other hand, well, I told you that piece of junk wouldn't hold back an overload. Did you honestly expect any different? Look at what I have to work with here. The blown stabilizer system will have to be replaced before we can even think of trying this again. It's a common part. I'm sure there's another one in a junk field somewhere. We have still a working hangar, so let's fire up the fabricator systems and build a ship to retrieve it. And that's where I get to do stuff. Hooray! Okay, so this is pretty much how the whole game looks. Top down, ships rotating, just in, you know, the flat surface really. But it works and it's fun. Okay, so builds a ship. Right, so this is your build screen. We'll spend a lot of time in here, so get comfy with it. So I'm just gonna walk you through all these screens, I guess. No, I'll let the game take us through it. Right, so here we have the hangar screen. This is an empty hangar. So we got only one hull which we can build, which is called the short bus, and it's free. It doesn't cost any res. Right now we have no res, so that's why this is the only one we can actually build. So we'll have to build that one. And this is where you can configure your stuff on your ships. This ship has a reactor engine and a shield. Most ships have this. Desired surplus crew. This is pretty much, I think this actually helps you with the efficiency on your ship, but I don't think this ship actually has a lot of crew, nor do we actually have any spare crew right now, because they all got vented. Right. So anyway, I'll set this back to 20. So what you can do is you can click on something and pick a different type of weapon or mining laser. It depends on the slot, really. We got 2 tractor beams on this thing. You could replace it for something else, like a scanner or another tractor. Well, in this case, a tractor beam. I'm gonna put this hangar on auto build, which will mean the ship will get instantly rebuilt once it gets destroyed. Some ships also have armor that's displayed up here, and every ship gets, well, you can get a shield or you can get a cloak. Cloak means you can't be seen, so but once you are seen, you don't have much of a shield. Right, so we'll build the ship and pause the game. You're always pausing this screen, so we'll unpause, and now the ship gets built and it's done. So now we can move around. I'm a left-handed player, so I use I, K, J, and L. So you can move forwards and backwards. You can strafe, so you can do some circle strafing if you want to. Or some reverse circle strafing if you want to. It all works. Oops, wrong button. Anyway, stabilizers, you can actually use all this to make sure you stay still, otherwise you'll just drift. You'll come to it. You'll slow down eventually, but it'll take a while. Alright, so we'll just go to where the green arrow is pointing us. And we'll go fetch the part. There it is. Tractor beam. Alright. So this is just some short explanation on what all the markers mean. Basically red is evil and green is ally. You also got orange, which is somewhere in between. Neutral-ish. You also got some things. This is basically telling you that there's always a help button, which is a really good thing. Looks like the shield on this thing doesn't work. Oh well. Well, that should fix the stabilizer, but the overload compromised the structural integrity of the ship more than I initially thought. We can't jump with a breach like this. I've written up an extensive list of the repairs that will have to be satisfied before I conduct another test. Meanwhile, I'll be in my quarters. Let me know when you're done cleaning up your failure. Oh, you've got to be kidding. I really do hate that man. We're going to need to replace more than just one ship if we expect to cork that hole anytime soon. That's unfortunately easier said than done. The hull damage vented most of our res supply. We even lost all the damn liquor. We need to restock before we can build more ships. There is a mining station in the system. Elsa, you've worked with the miners before. See if you can convince them to let us harvest in their territory. Right. So now we need to go to another place in the system itself. How that works is that you get, there's a warp node shot flown to here, and then your ships warp in. So we can only go to Jupiter right now, so that's what we'll do. Warp beacon. There you go. I contacted the mining base. They're all drunk on industrial paint stripper, so it wasn't too hard to convince them to let us harvest some res. We'll have to be very careful around here. The mining base is automated, and won't think twice about slicing us in half with that mining beam. Let's siphon what we need and move on. Right, your prospecting request has been granted. Please refrain from tampering with the automated mining system. If you happen to be exposed to the vacuum of space, please proceed to the nearest eye wash station and rinse thoroughly. Thank you and have a pleasant day. This should be interesting. That asteroid they are drilling into is even more dense than you, Elsa. There is no way we can crack it. Only a station class core mining beam can even come close. We'll have to grab the spill of table scraps. I feel like such a transient. Right, so res. Res comes in different sizes, and your ship has a cargo hull and it can only fit so much res, so that's all there's to it. If you have a tractor beam, it'll grab res. If not, you'll have to fly over it. This is our indicator. All around it is our reactor power, and at the bottom is the cargo indicator. That's pretty much it. So, cargo is also shown here, next to the box, 0 of 10. Crew is 1 of 3. And if I start shooting, there you go. You see some triangles, teeth. I think they look like teeth. They move away. So we'll need to get 20 res. There we go. We already got 2. Now we got 7, which is something I can't fit. There we go. 10 out of 10. The ship can't hold anymore, so we'll head back to the beacon, which is right over here. This game actually needs an auto fly button, really. Right. It's dropped. Ship's pulls it. This tractor beam pulls it in, and now it's warped to the ship. So now we got 10 out of 20 res. There we go. Alright, this looks like a good haul. There we go. And we'll go back. And there we go. Right, that's enough. Now we'll have enough rest to build the extra ship we're going to need. Plus, I was able to officially kick ass and salvage another hangar. We should be able to support 2 ships now. That being the good news, here's the bad news. The explosion all but wiped out our construction database, and nobody backed up their hard drive. Luckily, I was able to recover the data for a single small fighter ship called the Dart. I recommend we build a couple of our current ships. Our current ships can't even cut butter, let alone stand up against any UTA ships. Well, finally some progress. Let's see to it that we collect what we need to build 2 darts. We're not leaving until we have some ships fit for combat. Now, amazingly, a dart will cost you...
I sure hope you're paying attention.
I already explained how all this works, so I'm not going to do it again. So a dart costs 10 res to build. So that's what we'll do. There we go. Auto rebuild, build the ship. Refit the ship. It'll warp out. There we go. We got a dart. And we got 2 darts. In a bit. There we go. Well, there we go. Our fleet is slightly less pathetic now. We got what we need. Now, let's get the hell out of here. Mac. So, you all want to pick my stones and run off, eh? Well, you go right ahead there, Missy, but not without hearing me out first. You all help us kick those UTA boys into Jimmy, and me and the boys will fix up that big old ship you got floating around. What do you say? I suppose we can trust these people, providing you don't have any money in your pockets. I'm not sure we really have much of a choice. We're weeks away from repairing the clockwork without their help. We have a small and capable fleet now. Why not put it to some use?
Maybe you should read this.
Alright, so this is telling me I can switch ships, which I already know. It's pretty simple, really. We've got 2 of the same type of ship, and they're even configured the same. I mean, double beam weapon. See? But you can switch between them, or you can press the number on the hangar, but my fingers are too far away for that. So, not using it. What we are going to do now is dock, but probably not much of a point because we have no res. But I'm just going to show you. That's the mining base, and we can dock. So now we can pick up this quest. This is the quest, The Miner's Problem. Top secret, for private eyes only. Yeah. The UTA have been confiscating the cargo for some of our mining ships in an attempt to use it to establish a lookout post in the area. This is not good for business. We need to destroy their supplies and force them to restock elsewhere. It will not be heavily guarded. Alright, we get 86 res as a reward. So now we have a actual mission. Of course, now we'll need to go to the proper location, and we'll do that here with the system map again. So now we got a few more items on the system map. We're still at Jupiter. The clock works here at Earth, so it doesn't actually join you wherever you go. Your ships basically get teleported to your warp beacon. So when we go here, we'll actually see the mission. Green stars with an exclamation mark are primary missions. Secondary are blue. Side missions are red. That's pretty much it. So yeah, let's go off to Saturn. Blow up some stuff. Alright. Ah, fortune smiles. We're lucky there are no UTA ships here right now. They are probably off robbing some other mining patrol. These fringe worlds are unmonitored, so the bastards just do as they damn well please. Let's loot the hell out of this place quickly before they come back. We need to keep an eye on what they're blasting too. Max send up some backup, so don't be shooting all at the green ships. The tactical systems have been repaired and are coming online now. We need to fire the system up to make sure there aren't any crossing wires. Right. From the tactics panel you can get a complete radar view, yada 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 yada. Right. Yada yada yada. Okay, so basically the AI controls your ships if you're not doing it yourself, and you can actually tell your ships where to go. So you can basically select all of your ships and then tell them to go there. Which of course makes no sense, but you can do it. So you can set some AI behavior here. You can set them to assist player or to just fire at will. We're gonna go with assist. Defensive means they'll attack whatever's attacking them, so that's fine. And collect mode, you can actually tell them to not collect, collect and drop off. So we'll do collect and drop off. Recycle means we're going to destroy the ship, we don't want to do that. Repair means it'll fly back and get repaired, and these are some interesting choices which you can actually use in an emergency, and which I actually haven't figured out all of them yet. So yeah, some adventuring to be done. So we're gonna, this is data actually we're picking up now. Data is something you use to build ships. No, actually no, to upgrade your stuff. I know that's very vague, but that's pretty much what it is. If you look at the top left here, you can see we're gathering data. So we're probably going to hit our quota now. Good, we've acquired enough data. I can start upgrading some of our ship systems. We don't have a lot of data, but we have enough to get a few critical systems up to par. We'll have to choose which upgrades we think are most important. We should take care of this right now, way to get a leg up against our enemies. Right, so that's pretty much what the research screen is for, so we'll have a look-see at there now. We're at level 1. We got 3 upgrade points. Right now we can only upgrade our cannons, beams, and reactor. Cannons are good against armor, beams are good against shields, and reactors are good for powering beams and cannons. Well, I suppose probably more beams than cannons. Since both my ships are currently using beams, I'll actually put a couple of points in here. So the first upgrade point is 1, and it'll increase our damage by 22, length and all that stuff. So we'll pick that. Alright. When you finish upgrading your technology, some of your ships may become obsolete. You can upgrade these ships for free, use the repair command. So we'll do that in a bit. Instead I'll pick up laser 2. So now we used up all our points. We'll go to the tactics panel and we'll do a repair all. There we go. Cost nothing. All the res and extra crew you're carrying gets delivered to the mothership. So it's all good. Okay then. Let's finish off those crates. Pick up some stuff. Some more data. Alright, we got 1 crate remaining. There we go. Shit! UTA ships on radar. I was hoping they wouldn't come back so soon. But we're not that lucky, are we? This job just got a bit more complicated than kicking over a few boxes. We'll have to take them out. Check your damn targets too. This place is crawling with civilian ships. And the last thing we need right now is a 3-bay firefight. You know, a confrontation may not be a bad thing. If we destroy their ships, I can salvage most of their data and rebuild our database. We can then pick up the escape pods and force the willing to work on ship repairs. We lost quite a few of those crewmen with the red shirts in the explosion. Funny.
Maybe you should read this.
Okay, so this is pretty much, this is armor and these are shields. Shields amount is up here, crew is right here. That's pretty much, that's the whole strength. If this is 0, you're dead. Right, that's pretty much it. This is their displays, similar. This is, this icon is for UTA, and this is their, how much they like us, so. And, well, yeah, I guess this is the same as we've seen before. So now we'll have to pick a target. Since these ships have no shields, that beams will take a while to destroy them, but that should be okay. You'll want to be careful. You can actually do kill other ships friendly. Right, we'll pick up the data. And we'll pick up the crew pod. Captured crewman. Hey man, please don't kill me, man. I was just following orders. I really don't even know why I'm here. Well, I'm not gonna kill you yet. Drones are expensive and the toilets are in need of scrubbing. Perhaps you can take a look at that crack in the reactor for me. Hell, you're gonna eat church sandwiches without the bread if I tell you to. You even look at me the wrong way and I'll toss your ass out the airlock. That might have been a bit harsh. As awesome as I am at fixing your tin traps, I could really use the extra crew working repairs. We should put anyone who is willing to use. The clockwork can also hold quite a few extra goons if we need them. Keep manpower in reserve. We don't really need to space everyone we come across. I do agree with you, somewhat. Let us not forget that these goons might be valuable if we pawn them off as worker. I'm sure there are many stations that are willing to pay for the extra manpower.
This is a public service announcement.
Right, let's see. So, let's see. Each ship hangar has a desired surplus crew count, default 20%. This value can be changed in a hangar view. When a ship is created from the hangar, it draws upon the pool of excess goons to fill the desired crew count. As the goon pool drains, the ship may not be able to fully staff the desired count. Having lots of crew on board your ship has many advantages. Crew members can repair damaged hull and armor components. They can also fight off foreign invaders. Alright. Some of this stuff I've already forgotten or simply never read before. Right, you'll see escape pods. You can pick them up. Enemy factions may not accept that, so they'll basically, yeah, you'll throw them out. That's pretty much it. So, more crew is better ship. Pretty much. It's actually a really interesting option too, if you got bigger ships. Die. Poof. Let's pick up the data. Ooh. Data also kinda dies. Kinda weird, but it dissipates after a while. You can run, you can't hide. There we go. Yo, kick them UTA assholes. Now we went and figured some of our own folk gone and helped them UTA bastards. I hate to be shooting down my own boys, but Mama won't stand for it. Please go on and deal with them before they turn tail and run off. I've sent you one of them email things for your map. You all should maybe stop by my station before scooting off. There's some real turds you have hanging off your ships. Max can sell you some fine booty to replace those rusty boomsticks you've been fighting with. I'm sure you can. And we've also gained a level. So I'm gonna, let's see. Now we can get some more. We can also unlock shields and engines and launchers. Now launchers are pretty good. I actually like using beams and launchers, but they're not good against armors, but you can't really go for all weaponry equally. At least that's how I feel about it. Besides that, let's see, shields. I'm gonna pick up some shield info, because we'll get ships with shields real soon. Let's see, reactor. I think I'll have one notch of reactor first. And I'll take shield level 1, 2. Engines... Yeah, I'll take engines 1, 2. So just the basic upgrades here, just to boost them a bit. Which isn't all that much. But it'll help. I guess. Alright, so... maybe spread around a bit too much, but we'll get a lot of levels early now. Right, so this means there's money, and this means they're friendly. This means there's money and they're not friendly. Simple as that. You can build ships with res, you can buy stuff with res, or goons, or even data, I think. So yeah, that's how that pretty much works. Should have repaired my ships. Yeah, so now we're gonna bump into some new ships which are using missiles. The missiles might not be effective against armor and all that shit, but they're very effective at hitting shit, so... and that really counts as a lot, but... when you destroy a ship, the black box will be left behind. You can pick it up. Small ships will only take a few black boxes, so now we can build grasshoppers, which are tiny ships. Like the Dart. Ah, these missiles are mean things. But if you gang up on a ship, it'll die quick enough. There we go. More trouble. Different type of ship, I think. Yeah. I think they got some backup shooting. No, my shields aren't gone yet, so... they're close to it, though. Yeah, these ships have shields, so it takes a while. There we go, we got scouts, 50% reverse engineered, and this will be the next one we need. Let me just quickly pick up a crew pod here. Gotcha. That's the scout build. Right, now we got some interesting ships flying around here. These are pretty heavy duty. And right now my capacitor is not keeping up. So we'll just have to wait a bit before I can shoot again. Alright, front armor's gone. Hatchets. And a level up. Let's see. Because each side has its own armor, it's usually best to keep hitting on one single side. Right now the front armor is pretty weak, so... kaboom. Oh boy, you really know how to show a girl a good time. I hate to be donkey carrot here, mister, but we still need some of that fine help you've been providing. Them UTA bastards have come back looking for their missing goons. I be thinking we waste them and eventually they'll stop coming around here. Maybe. Alright, we do have a nice supply of res now and some upgrade points, so I think I'll just go with a beam upgrade now. And let's check out our new ships. Right, this is the hatchet, which is a bit more powerful than the ship I've been using so far. it's a small hull, so it'll actually cost 2 points instead of hangar number 1 has, as you can see here, 2 dots. That means it's got tiny and small capacity. So I'll pick up a hatchet, and I'm not very fond of pulse cannons. Besides, I've been maxing out my beam, so we'll go for the focal emitters here too. But it's got armor plates, so it's quite a bit more powerful than that thing. Alright. Rebuild that first. It will also hold more res, so that's good too. And it has bigger crew capacity and all that stuff, so yeah. Usually bigger ships are better. It is really slow though. Okay, we'll just have to survive that. So, finish off the UTA patrol. That's the last thing they want us to do, so we'll do that. Alright.
Sure hope you're paying attention.
This button will save your life. Mass retreat, yeah. So, pretty much run for your life. I hope we don't need to do that. Have to focus on the ship you're targeting because your mate is too. Yeah. Yeah, it's slow, but it's more powerful, so I like it. There we go. And it's got tractor beam, which is quite nice. You don't strictly need it. You could replace for an extra beam weapon, but it only helps so much. It doesn't really. It'll help a bit, but the convenience of having a tractor beam on board is not to be underestimated. That will be the Boomerang, which is quite a good first ship. Shields, armor, the whole shebang. A bit less of a mount though. There we go. 50% reversed engineered. Hopefully another one shows up and we'll have this ship instead. Which is noticeably faster as well. Can't even catch that bloody dart. Oh well, picking up the extra res is nice. Oh, my mate actually blew it up. There we go. We got a couple of boomerangs. Yeah. This ship sucks. Well, a full cargo load of res does not suck. There we go. most.
Penalties for not being here.
There's the kaboom.
Relays range from $900,000 fine to the penalty of death. Thank you.
Well, this be the best day of my whole life. Just like apple pie. I think we be done sending you on suicide missions now, mister. Come on back to the clockwork and have a drink on us. We'll have that big old turd of yours polished up in no time. Sure you will. Alright, so we got 3 points again. I'm gonna spend them just quite yet. So we'll just go to the mothership and finish off this.
The miners had made good on their promise. As the following weeks came and went, the clockwork slowly took shape. Many miners had joined the clockwork's crew in hopes of one day finding their fortune beyond the warp gate. Don and his crew had begun to make a name for themselves, a name that would eventually spread throughout the stars and become legend. Time had finally come to leave Earth behind and embark on the long journey to the core.
Yep. I have to admit my surprise that Elsa's friends were able to patch up the clockwork in decent time. Let's hope it doesn't fly apart around the first bend. You should have more faith in these people. They took a risk lending us a hand, and we should pray we find such luck in the future. You two need to stay focused. Don't forget, we almost got killed back there, and we haven't even left home yet. As long as they are willing to pay us, we can stay to build up the fleet and collect the supplies we need. Beyond that, we have no time for chivalry or to fight a losing war. Getting the hell out of here is all that matters right now. Well, it looks like these feeble repairs allow us to build much larger vessels. We need to be on the lookout for black boxes. I can use them to reverse engineer new ship designs and build our database.
Maybe you should read this.
The mothership has been upgraded. It can now hold more ships, more cargo, more crew, and kick more ass. The Goon cloning facility has also come back online. You will now receive an influx of clone goons every time you level up. We now have 1 large hangar and 2 small hangars. And 10% cloning rate, so that is 15 for every level up. But you know what, I'm gonna just leave it at this for now, just do a save. And thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. We have a long road ahead of us, and it's gonna be fun and interesting. Thanks for watching once again, see you all next time, goodbye.